Let's see if you and I can figure out what you, as a private pilot, need to know about sectional charts. First, let's talk about where we are and how we know that. Now, one method of determining our position on the surface of the Earth is to use these lines of latitude and longitude. Here are our old friends, the equator and the prime meridian. Now, let's start with latitude, since you always refer to latitude first when you talk about your position. Now, here we have the equator going around the Earth at the midpoint, halfway between the poles. And it's, of course, perpendicular to the axis of the Earth. There are 90 degrees of latitude going north. To understand why, let's look at a circle. Start at one side and work your way up to the top. You'll see that you've covered 1/4 of the circle, or 90 degrees. Now, we're here in the northern hemisphere. There are also 90 degrees of latitude headed south. Latitude is how far you are in degrees north or south of the equator. Each degree is broken down into 60 minutes, not the TV show. I don't see Morley Safer on here anywhere. Each minute of latitude is 1 nautical mile, and that's where the term nautical mile actually comes from. Now, longitude uses the prime meridian just like UTC. Remember, the prime meridian is a line that goes from pole to pole and passes right through Greenwich, England. How do they get Greenwich out of Greenwich? Apparently the guy that named it had a sandwich for lunch that day. All right, now there are 180 degrees going east and 180 degrees going west. Now, we're here in the Western Hemisphere in the United States, so we are west of the prime meridian. Longitude tells you how many degrees you are east or west of the prime meridian, and longitude is broken down into degrees and minutes, just like latitude. Remember, when you talk about your position, you always refer to latitude first, and then you talk about longitude. So we are so many degrees and minutes north and so many degrees and minutes west when you're here in the United States. Let's take a look at a chart and get some experience finding our position. Take a look at Afton Airport. You might remember that video game, Where in the World is Afton Airport? In other words, what is the latitude and longitude of Afton Airport? I want to show you a trick that I think will make it incredibly easy. Take a pencil and draw a line through Afton Airport parallel to a line of latitude right across the chart, like so. And do the same thing for a vertical line. Draw a vertical line through Afton Airport parallel to a line of longitude. Now you have those two lines drawn, and that's going to make it very easy to figure out the latitude and the longitude and where the airport is located. First of all, find a line of latitude near the airport. Here's one down here, but rats, there's no number on it. So let's go up to the next line of latitude, and by golly, there it is, 43 degrees. So the line below Afton Airport would be 42 degrees and 30 minutes, because lines of latitude are shown every 30 minutes on a sectional chart. And I told somebody that one time, and they said, well, I'll wait a half an hour and find the next line of latitude. Complete idiot. Now, all we have to do is count up from that line. Now again, this is 42 degrees and 30 minutes. This next major tick mark here represents 10 minutes. So that's 42:30, 42:40, and then we'll count up 42:41, 42, 43. And you can see that Afton Airport, the line that we drew, is immediately between 42 and 43. So we will call Afton Airport, its latitude, 42 degrees and 42.5 minutes north. Now, let's find out the longitude. Now, we'll go to a line of longitude right here and find a number on it somewhere. And here we have 111 degrees. So we can go to a line of latitude and start counting from 111 degrees. By the way, you read longitude off lines of latitude and vice versa. Now, this may seem confusing, but stick with me here. Here we have 111 degrees, and each tick mark represents 1 minute. So that's 1, 2, 3. But is it 111 degrees in 3 minutes? Well, not so fast, oh great Skyhawk. Since we're in the Western Hemisphere, the longitude increases from east to west. So if you look over the shoulder here, you'll see that we have 110 degrees of longitude on the eastern side of the chart. And back here, we had 111 degrees. So that means that Afton Airport is between 110 degrees and 111 degrees west. Now, it's just 3 minutes short of 111 degrees, and there are 60 minutes in each degree. So Afton Airport has to be 110 degrees and 57 minutes west. Now, the latitude and longitude of any point are referred to as its coordinates. So the coordinates of Afton Airport are 42 degrees and 42.5 minutes north and 110 degrees and 57 minutes west. If you use that technique, it'll be easy for you every single time. Now, let's say your friend claims that he owns a landing strip. Right. And he wants you to fly out to see him. Hey, it's your fuel. Well, he gives you the name of the strip and the coordinates so you can put them in your GPS. You write down the coordinates: 40 degrees and 27 minutes north, 109 degrees and 51 minutes west. But then you forget the airport name. How are you going to find the airport? Pretty simple. First, just find 40 degrees and 27 minutes north and draw a line through that. So here's 40 degrees. There's 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes. So we draw a horizontal line through 40 degrees, 27 minutes north, and there it is. And geez, there are 3 airports right on that line of latitude. Now, we could just fly out there and try one of the airports. What the heck, we're adventurous. Or you could spend 10 seconds and draw a line of longitude through 109 degrees and 51 minutes west and actually pinpoint the airport that he claims he owns. Now, all we'll do is go to 110 degrees of longitude, and remember, the numbers get greater from east to west when you're talking about longitude. So if we need to find 109 degrees and 51 minutes west, we'll subtract 9 minutes from 110 degrees of longitude, and there's the 10 hash mark there, so we'll just go to 9, draw a vertical line, and let's see where those two intersect. You can see that the Paradise Airport is at the intersection of the 2 lines. So your friend must want you to meet him in Paradise. And now you know how easy it really is to find Paradise. All you need to know is the latitude and the longitude.